Isis Astarte Diana Hecate Demeter Kali Inanna. Isis Astarte Diana Hecate Demeter Kali Inanna. Isis Astarte Diana Hecate Demeter Kali Inanna. Hello, my friends. Welcome to Gaia's Temple. I want to begin by acknowledging that I and we are on the unceded ancestral lands of the First Peoples of Seattle, the Duwamish people past and present, and we honor with gratitude the land itself and the Duwamish Nation. Next, I want to thank everyone who came to our spiral dance just a little over a week ago. It was a beautiful event. It was a gorgeous ritual, good, deep magic, emotional, all the things it's supposed to be. And it's in support of our temple to keep us going. And so I'm just so grateful. It was good magic. The energy was great. I hope that you will choose to come to our Yule ritual so you can see and feel and experience for yourself the magic that we do in this community. It rocks. Not that I want to brag or anything, but we are amazing, and you should experience that. And, you know, whenever it is that we get together, whether that's for a Sabbath celebration or for a worship service like this today, this is where we gather to strengthen our faith, and don't we need that now? This is where we tend to our hearts and our souls, and we find peace in shared community, which couldn't be more important. So I'm Reverend Judith Laxer, and I am indeed so honored that you have chosen to spend an hour or so of your time here with me and this loving community in Gaia's Temple. Thank you so much. So I'm going to invite our board president, Reverend Karina Frenzel, to come on up. She's got some announcements for us, because what would a worship service be without announcements? I don't know. I can't even imagine. Thank you, Karina.
I won't move it. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Gaia's Temple. Happy Sunday. So first of all, to keep the sanctity of our service, this is a gentle reminder to turn your cell phones off and or put them in silence mode. Thank you. As some of you may notice, there is a small marketplace in the lobby today where we hope you will find something to purchase, perhaps to get your holiday shopping begun. If you came in too late, Christine will be on site to help you after the service today, so check it out on the way home. All the monies collected will support the continuance of our temple, so thanks in advance for any purchases you make. It is time to order your beautiful handcrafted wreaths on our website, www.gaistemple.org. They will be freshly made on Saturday, November 23rd, and available for pickup on Sunday, November 24th, between 1 to 2 p.m. in the parking lot beside Reverend Judith's office. Also, if you have greens to donate, please let Reverend Judith know ASAP. This is an important fundraiser for our temple, and we need your help with materials as well as your purchases. They also make great gifts for your friends and family. There are a few spaces left for a ritual with Reverend Judith this coming Friday evening on the full moon on November 15th called Giving Thanks, a spiritual practice of love. You can find the link to register on the events page of our website. Today's raffle, oh, nope, I'm gonna change that, never mind. So we will be participating also in Giving Tuesday on December 3rd. So that will be a good day to make a donation to help support our ministry, especially now in today's political climate. Maintaining a safe spiritual space is crucial. As a special incentive, Reverend Judith will host a Zoom meeting from 4 to 5 p.m. that afternoon for those who wish to meet up with her, and she will be pulling tarot cards for those who attend for a personal energetic mini reading. You can also find the link for that event on the event page on our website. During the pandemic, many of us got used to attending events online, and now post-pandemic, many folks continue to attend virtually instead of physically. We missed you and hope you'll come back to feel the energy and love in the space when we gather together in person. But for those of you who are still viewing our service on our YouTube live stream, we want to encourage you to please donate to help support the Gaia's Temple ministry. Your support is much needed, and we are very grateful. Because we're a nonprofit, your contributions are tax deductible. Thank you so much. And for those of you who got raffle tickets, we're going to be doing we're going to be pulling for some swag that we're going to be giving out.
That swag.
That swag. Thank you.
That very swag.
That swag. And so if you don't have a raffle ticket, if you could put your hands up, and then I will get those to you so that you could be included in that raffle for that beautiful swag over there. Lastly, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and like or follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And also, if you're hungry, we have some munchies for fellowship after service, and don't forget to check out the market. Thanks, and I'll send it back to you.
Thank you. So, who did not get tickets? I don't think Jude got a ticket, or Chloe. You all need tickets. Everybody needs a ticket. She's got a ticket to ride. One thing that we missed in those announcements is that we're always seeking new board members who want to join us in leadership for our temple, and that position would begin in the first of the year. We meet once a month on the Tuesday before the service. We are a working board, so if you're interested in meeting with us and holding the vision of Gaia's temple and doing all the things that need to be done in order to keep her going beautifully, then please contact me and let me know. You would begin in January, so we'd want to orient you at this time or have a conversation to see if it's a good fit. If you have any questions, we're happy to answer them, blah, 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 blah. Join our board. We have a good time. We sing, delicious food. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. All right, I'm going to invite Aureole up. We're going to get the energy going by singing a song first before we create our sacred space. And the lyrics are up there for us to find. And take it away, Aureole.
Do you want to start with yours? We are sowing, we are growing. We bestow love. We are sowing, we are growing. We bestow love. We are sowing, we are growing. We bestow love. We are part of the solution, so we love, so I love, and we stir the revolution, so we love, so I love. We are sowing, we are growing, we bestow love. We are sowing, we are growing, we bestow love. We are sowing, we are growing, we bestow love. We see mothers, we see brothers, so we love, so I love. And we tend myself and others, so we love, so I love. There are takers and heartbreakers, still we love, so I love. Dare to wonder what lies under, so we love, so I love. We are sowing, we are growing, we bestow love. We are sowing, we are growing, we bestow love. We are sowing, we are growing, we bestow love. We are sowing, we are growing, we bestow love. We are part of the solution, so we love, so I love, and we stir the revolution, so we love, so I love. We are sowing, we are growing, we bestow love. We are sowing, we are growing, we bestow love. We are sowing, we are growing, we bestow love. We see mothers, we see brothers, so we love, so I love, and I tend myself and others, so we love, so I love. There are takers and heartbreakers, still we love, so I love. Dare to wonder what lies under, so we love, so I love. We are sowing, we are growing, we bestow love. We are sowing, we are growing, we bestow love. We are sowing, we are growing, we bestow love.
Thank you. Aureole wrote that song for our temple. Thank you, Aureole. Now we're going to create more formal sacred space. So if you would take a moment now, close your eyes and go within. And the very first thing we're going to do is take a nice, deep, cleansing breath together. Here we go. Good. And now I'll ask you to take a moment and call all the pieces and parts of you home, because we know that this shock that we received this week has us all over the map. We are so projected into our fears of the future. We are so mourning the joys we longed for in our past. And so find all of you, your heart, your body, your mind, your psyche, your soul. Wherever you are that isn't here, gently call yourself home. Fill yourself back with your own beautiful self so you can be here now. And once more, breathe deeply into that presence. And on the exhale, begin to ground yourself to Mother Earth by imagining a line of energy that extends from the base of your spine, reaching downward, down through the chair that you are seated in, down through the floor and the foundation of this building, and deep into our Mother Earth. And feel as she opens to receive your taproot as you send it down deep and even more deeply and even deeper than that. Really drop your root down into her. Feel how she opens to receive you. Feel held by the Great Mother. And then send out smaller little branches reaching out and taking hold so that you feel yourself really deeply rooted, beautifully held. The strength of our beautiful Mother Earth. And imagine now that all of those roots, the little baby ones and the main taproot, become porous and start to drink the energy of Mother Earth in and upward. Drink them in through the roots. Drink her in through your roots and draw her up that main taproot. Up, up, up. Know that what you are drinking in from Mother Earth is her strength, her sustenance, her nourishment, her beauty, and perhaps most importantly, her unconditional love. Draw in the love of the Mother. And when it rises past the cord, draw her into your chakra system, up the spinal column, and draw her all the way up to your heart, there in the center of your chest. And let the energy of Mother Earth rest there for a moment. We'll take another deep breath to make more room. Good. Now in your mind's eye, look to the heavens and find the moon. She's been waxing this week. Today she is in Pisces. And so let's draw down that beautiful, wise Pisces moon. Imagine that silvery light falling from the heavens, falling from Grandmother Moon down onto your crown, and then draw her inside your body, down through your head, your neck, into your chest. She is making her way into your heart. And when she arrives there, luminous and bright, once more breathe deeply to make more room. Great. Leaving the earth and the moon there in your heart, look to the heavens once more and find the sun. And he is in Scorpio now. And so draw that radiant sunlight that can go so deep and has such a deep understanding of the ways of the world. Draw that wisdom down from the warming sun and feel as his golden light enters you down through your head, down your neck, into your chest, until he arrives there in your heart. And once more, breathe deep to make room. So now all of these three cosmic energies, earth, sun, and moon, are there in your heart. And in a moment, I'm going to ask us to take a deep collective breath, and on the exhale, we'll use our exhalation to push these energies straight forward from our heart, outside our body. We will imagine it swirling all around us, creating our safe and sacred space. So here we go. Deep breath. And out it goes. In this way, we say we have stepped between the worlds. What is between the worlds is not affected by the worlds, but can heal and transform. And so we say our circle is cast in perfect love and perfect trust. Blessed be. Blessed be. You know, Roxy, I didn't ask you, but are you willing to light the candles for us today? All right, we're going to sing in the elements, and the words are up there for you. And here we go. Spirits of the earth, carry me. Spirits of the earth, carry me home. Spirits of the earth, carry me home to my heart and to air in the east. Spirits of the air, carry me. Spirits of the air, carry me home. Spirits of the air, carry me home to my heart and to fire in the south. Spirits of the fire, carry me. Spirits of the fire, carry me home. Spirits of the fire, carry me home to my heart and to water in the west. Spirits of the water, carry me. Spirits of the water, carry me home. Spirits of the water, carry me home to my heart and to spirit in the center. Spirits of the center, carry me. Spirits of the center, carry me home. Spirits of the center, carry me home to my heart. Thank you. Beautiful. And now for the invocation, and those words will magically appear up there too. We'll all read these together in unison. Here we go. Great Mother, giver of all the words aren't there. The magic did not happen yet. I'm jumping ahead of the magic. Is it there? There it is now. Poof! Abracadabra. Great Mother, giver of all life, be with us. Abundant Goddess, who feeds our bodies and our souls, be with us. Loving Goddess, a mother's tender touch, be with us. We need your healing now, your soothing balm, be with us. Today, we seek to understand the ways of the world through our spiritual senses, be with us. To rise like stars in the vast cosmos, shining our light, be with us. Shining the light of love, be with us. We gather on this fine day to be in your presence, be with us. Blessed be. Blessed be indeed. All right, so this is where we take a moment, stand up, say hello, meet somebody new, get somebody's name, Don't be afraid. It's just us. This is community. This is what we have to get used to doing so that we hold our community strong. Don't be afraid of one another. Shake hands. Hello, hello. How do you do? What's your name? Podcast is coming up. Thank you. The podcast is coming right after this.
We're going to do the bridge?
Oh yeah, after that.
After that.
Yeah. Good job, Yahoo! Woohoo! Very good. Will all the people born in the month of November come to the front of the room? Are there any November birthdays today? Yay, there's one. Any others? Any other Scorpios or Sagittarians? Just the one? All right, it's all for you today, Roxy. Here we go. When you're magic, anything can happen when you're magic. You're a shining star, listen to the moonlight, call your name. You know who you are. Believe in magic, let it carry you to wonders near and far. Love is magic, love is true, love is who you are. When you're magic, anything can happen when you're magic. You're a shining star, listen to the moonlight, call your name. You know who you are. Woohoo! Happy birthday, all you Scorpios and Sages. You know who you are. Could there be a more important sentiment than that? That you know who you are? Mm-hmm. All right, my friends, I want to begin our service today with a quote from Valerie Kaur, the founder of Revolutionary Love, which is why I asked Aureole to write that So Love chant that we sang at the very beginning. Because we, as many of you will remember, we learned the tenets of revolutionary love as a spiritual practice from January through September of 2022 when we were still in the pandemic. And we took them one by one around the revolutionary love compass to learn the spiritual practice of loving revolutionarily. I find Valerie's teachings very inspiring, and she inspired me again with her words that landed on me, on my heart, from a Revolutionary Love email that arrived in my mailbox Wednesday morning. Thank you. And here are her words. The story of America is one long labor, and we are in transition now, as a nation and as a species. It will be a long and painful transition. That's just the truth of it. I added, that's just the truth of it. We need to hold fast to each other in the dark now more than ever. We need the wisdom of the midwife. She says, breathe and push. Today we breathe, tomorrow we push. Together, we will alchemize our pain and our grief into courage and energy and action. We will build worlds of love and protection among each other. We will be one another's refuge. We will refuse to relinquish our humanity. We will harness our rage. We will organize and innovate. We will keep our ancestors at our back and the children we are laboring for in front of our eyes. We will practice joy. We will summon our deepest wisdom to hold the light and be the light until there is another chance at rebirth. We will practice the world we want in the space between us. We will make love our compass. And in our hardest moments, we will remember, in every turn through the cycle of human history, people have been thrown in the darkness, and they have a choice. We have a choice. Do I succumb to my despair or dare lift my gaze and sing a song of love? Do I free only myself or do I refuse to leave anyone behind? Revolutionary love is the call of our times. I believe this now more than ever. This is not a 4-year campaign, she says. This is a 40-year vision. The only way we will birth the world we dream is through a shift in culture and consciousness, a way of being, a way of seeing that leaves no one outside our circle of care. So beautiful. I felt so grateful when this message landed in my inbox on Wednesday morning. And last month, I went to see Hillary Clinton at the Paramount here in Seattle, and although her words were very different, her message was essentially the same. We are here for however long it takes to make the changes that we seek, and we must take care of ourselves and each other, and not forget to look at how far we have come. Like she mentioned the suffragettes just over a century ago, just a century ago. Patriarchy's been here for thousands of years. Just a century ago, women got the vote. And then we had to fight for black women to get the vote, and then indigenous women to get the vote. We have to look at all the changes that have happened since their first tough fight. Now, I know, my friends, I know sometimes it seems like 1 step forward and 2 steps back, but really it's the other way around. We're going 2 steps forward and 1 step back from time to time, and this is that time for 1 big step back. But it is not the end of this struggle. It is not resolved, and it's not going away. Our job is to stay as strong as we can so we can keep working toward our goal of freedom and justice for all. I sure hoped we would have been celebrating Madam President today, but alas, we are not. I know I speak for many of us when I say that I feel sad, furious, betrayed, despair from time to time, and frankly, stunned. I mean, I know we live in our blue bubble here in Washington State on the West Coast, but with the amount of people at her rallies and the joyfulness, and then so many youth who signed up to vote and got engaged in their own future, I really thought the majority of America wanted the more progressive agenda that she campaigned for, and I still think that the majority of America wants that. This is where the feeling of betrayal comes from, particularly from the other women in this country who voted for their own opposition. I just don't understand that. I saw a meme recently that said, the sheep spent their whole lives fearing the fox and the wolf, only to be eaten by the shepherd. Writing this service for today was not easy, and it happened in fits and starts. You know, I always begin the actual writing of the service the Wednesday before, but that Wednesday, I couldn't face the page. And I didn't force myself because I knew that I needed to be free to feel all of my feelings, none of which were inspiring, and I knew I had to take care of my emotional and mental health first, and so I spent the day doing little things, like things of no consequence. Like I took a long walk in my neighborhood and I marveled at the autumn colors, and then I did the laundry, I put some things away, I dusted through the house, I talked and I cried and I ranted and raved with friends on the phone. We tried to console one another. I felt blessed actually to be able to take the day to do whatever I wanted to moment. I'm very blessed that I was able to do that, because it gave me a sense of controlling my environment in a world that seemed so out of control. I sobbed my way through Vice President Harris's concession speech. I stayed as grounded as I could. I ate well, including the rest of the box of cookies in the house. And I expressed my love for all of us whose hearts are broken with disappointment. And I remembered how I often talk about how the measure of our maturity is how well we handle disappointments, which essentially means that we don't indulge our worst behavior in the face of it. because it's very easy when things don't go our way to go right back to toddlerville and behave badly because everything's bad. So, there. The following statement came through my social media feed. It takes a tremendous amount of emotional and spiritual maturity to witness in full force the collective shadow of humanity and keep our hearts open. Yes, indeed it does, because the first thing we want to do is protect ourselves and shut it down. Now that collective shadow, which is largely comprised of racism and misogyny, perfect storm, it's a hard one to accept. But keeping our hearts open, despite how painful that may be, that's what's most needed now. Poet John Rodell says that despair has a way of turning into indifference if we're not paying attention. Indifference and apathy, they're like denial and avoidance. They're a form of ignorance, with an emphasis on the root of the word ignore. When people are ignorant, it's not because they're stupid, they're choosing to ignore. That's what ignorance means. We all know they're there, but we ignore them. Indifference, apathy, denial, and avoidance are not effective change makers. They stall us. We think they protect us from pain in the moment, but instead they support what does not protect us because they just let it go on. Because if they truly protected us, we'd feel safe enough to keep our hearts open in the first place. I applaud Vice President Harris's speechwriter, whoever that person or people are, wow, all through this campaign. And you know, one of the things she said in her speech, in case you haven't seen it, is, you know, how proud she is of the campaign that she led. Now, I'm proud too. It was high level, beautiful values. And in her speech, she said, and I quote, "You have the capacity to do extraordinary good in the world. And so to everyone who's watching, do not despair." We can be upset and angry, but despair has a hopelessness to it. Don't indulge despair. This is not a time to throw up our hands, she said. This is a time to roll up our sleeves. This is a time to organize, to mobilize, and to stay engaged for the sake of freedom and justice and the future we all know that we can build together. So I want to talk about that for a moment because it's very common, once an election is over, to go back to our lives like business as usual and either revel in the results or cry over them, but either way to drop engaging in active citizenship. And this is not the time to do that. This is the time to support the organizations and movements that mean the most to us. This is the time to gather with like-minded and like-hearted people and form strong alliances to counteract the harm that we see in the world around us. That's why standing up to shake someone's hand here to say, "How do you do? What's your name?" that should be nothing to us anymore. That should be easy. We have to practice that. We have to form alliances. We have to not be afraid of each other. Our job, as Ram Dass says, is to ease suffering as best we can. The November service every 4 years is perhaps my most difficult one to write. I remember when George W. Bush won over Al Gore back in 2000. Gaia's temple was 2 months old. 2 months old at that time. And I remember waking up the morning after the election to the news, and I had a very stormy cry, which by now you probably know I can cry really easily. I used to be ashamed of it, but I'm not anymore. Now I realize it's what keeps me clean, and it keeps the channel, and I'm good with it. I'm good with it. So I had a very stormy cry, and when it was over, I noticed that I was very, very thirsty, so I went, I got a glass of water, and I gulped some of it down, and when I put the glass back on the counter, I noticed that I had drunk exactly half of the water. And so looking at the glass, it was half full, or it was half empty, depending on your point of view. That election had been so close, and looking at the water in the glass reminded me that while Bush took the win by that small margin, essentially half the people in the country were like me, and they voted for the more progressive, future minded agenda. And so I wasn't alone. And we must remember that now. We are not alone. We have each other. We didn't go anywhere. We are here, and we are strong, and we are present, and we represent the light of the loving future. We must keep that light shining. We must keep the light of love shining. So I'm going to ask you to indulge me once more. Close your eyes and go within. Take a nice deep breath. And the very first thing I'm going to ask you to do is reconnect with your grounding cord that you set down at the beginning of the service when we were creating sacred space. Find your main taproot and the smaller little taproots deep in the earth and find yourself to be very grounded once more. And then take another really deep breath. Good. Now bring your attention up to your third eye in the center of your forehead. Imagine it like an actual eye, like your other two, and then go ahead and open it up and look out through it into your imagination and find yourself sitting comfortably in your favorite spot. Maybe it's your comfy chair at home, or maybe it's on the ground with your back leaning against a tree. Find yourself wherever you are most comfortable in your body now. Good. Now turn that third eye looking inward inside your body and down toward your heart. And then find the small little light that is there at the core of your heart. Perhaps at this point it's in the deepest corner of your heart, but find it. Because this is your essential light. And now, as if it has a consciousness all its own, or perhaps because you are looking at it and you've noticed it and found it, the light inside your heart knows that it's been noticed, and it likes how it's been noticed. And so as you watch, you can see, and within you, you can feel that light begin to grow. It starts to grow in size. It grows in warmth, and it grows in intensity. Picture and imagine now that this light of yours, which by virtue of its location within your heart, must be the light of love. And that light fills your heart now. It grows to fill your heart completely. And what it feels like is relief. It relieves some of your sorrow and dread. Almost like it is a fire that burned through those emotions. So go ahead and take another deep breath now. Inhale. And then as you exhale, use your breath to fan the flames so that now this light expands beyond your heart and fills your entire chest cavity. Feel the sort of delicious warmth as it fills your entire chest. And now, without effort, as if it knows what to do, your light reaches up to fill in your neck and your head. And now it spills down into your arms and your hands, so that now your whole upper body is filled with the glow of your essential love light. And it is growing with a momentum of its own. And now it drops within to fill in your lower torso, right down to your pelvic floor, and then into your legs. It goes all the way down to your feet, so that now you are filled with this light of love. And it feels so good. It strengthens you. It knits up any tears or holes within your being. And it reminds you of how strong you truly are. Whatever spiritual strength you have, you feel it now. It is strong because it's love. So this light of love, your love light, fills you now, and it has grown so strong that now it reaches beyond the confines of your physical body. It reaches to the edges of your aura, your energetic body. And it shines like the sun your love light, strong and beautiful and fortifying. Shine like a star. So we'll just take a few moments of silence to feel how this feels to be emanating your love light, our love light, so strongly. And knowing that your love light will continue to emanate from you, let the image fade and gently bring yourself back here to our sanctuary here in Gaia's temple. Whenever it is that you might find yourself dropping into a place of anxiety or fear or despair as you move forward into the future, do this. Rekindle your love light from deep within and let it fill your entire body, and use your breath to have it extend into your aura. It'll just strengthen you, and you can do it again and again and again. It's not a one and done. I want to share some words of author, historian, and activist Rebecca Solnit, who says, "They want you to feel powerless and surrender and let them trample everything, and you are not going to let them. You are not giving up, and neither am I. The fact that we cannot save everything does not mean that we cannot save anything, and everything we can save is worth saving. You may need to grieve or scream or take time off, but you have a role no matter what, and right now, good friends and good principles are worth gathering in. Remember what you love. Remember what loves you. Remember in this tide of hate what love is." A lot of us are going to come under direct attack, and a lot of us are going to resist by building solidarity and sanctuary. Gather up your resources, she says, the metaphysical ones that are the heart and soul and care, as well as the practical ones. She reminds us people kept their faith in the dictatorships of South America in the 1970s and 80s, in the East Bloc countries and the USSR. There is no alternative to persevering. There is no alternative to persevering. And that does not require you to feel good. You can keep walking whether it's sunny or it's raining. Take care of yourself, she said, and remember that taking care of something else is part of taking care of yourself, because we are interwoven in the 10 trillion things in this single garment of destiny that has been stained and torn, but is still being woven and mended and washed. Benediction, right? Good words to consider and reflect on. Thank you, Miss Solnit. Because we have been asking ourselves, what now? When we get shaken this deeply, we want answers.
Ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da, ya da 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 da. Wind from the east is blowing soft over the land among the prayers at dawn and the distant motors grind. We must open up our eyes, get out of bed and hear the call, but still without an answer to it all.
We must function and deliver, flowing helpless downstream. On the highway, on the train, we're ruled by laws of the machine. And when our soul starts singing, we're trained to never heed the call, convinced there is no answer to it all.
It's not easy to awake and in the mirror to remove the armor that is not on all that's pure and good.
Standing naked, open-hearted, with our backs against the wall, and still we have no answer to it all.
Where is all the goodness, all the gentle words to speak? If we listen to our hearts, we lose the game, we're seen as weak.
We are partners, sisters, brothers, no one leads more than the other.
Tiny pieces of the answer that we seek.
Generations ask the questions for our children. What remains? Will their rivers too be poisoned by the greed and pain?
The earth has offered blessings. The sun will rise and rain must fall. But we still don't have an answer to it all.
But we can still choose to believe.
We haven't reached the darkest night.
And understand that all we need
is eyes that dare to see the light. Ya-da-da-da-da, ya-da-da-da-da-da-da, ya-da-da-da-da-da, ya-da-da-da-da-da-da, stand before the metal gate
to release and to embrace and clean our hearts of all the hate.
Our prayers at early dawn will wake compassion from her sleep.
For we can only find the answer when we meet. Our prayers at early dawn will wake compassion from her sleep. For we can only find the answer when we meet.
Thank you, ladies. I thought I was so clever calling this service The Answer, which came to me as the title of Yael Deckelbaum's beautiful song, this gorgeous song that Aureole and Roxy just sang for us so beautifully. Thank you, ladies. And thank you, Kathy. She took a guitar thing on YouTube and created this magnificent accompaniment. Thank you, Kathy. You know, I called it The Answer because I thought maybe we'd still be counting votes. We might not have the answer, and so about who would be our next president. But the beauty of this song is that even with knowing, we still don't have the answer, do we? We are still questioning how such misogyny and racism can possibly be so rampant in our country, which is supposed to be the land of the free and the home of the brave. So our question now deepens, my friends, to who are we going to be in this new regime? How will we awaken compassion from her sleep and clean our hearts of all the hate? Now, I get it. We need some time. We need to feel our sorrow and our disappointment and time to heal our aching, dreading hearts. And as we do, we must remember who we are, the ones who love and include and protect and stay curious and long for justice. The ones who don't dismiss the facts, but who work to right the wrongs and who do so with love as our greatest tool. The ones who refuse to stop shining their light of love, even in a world that seems so unloving. No matter how much we may want to know for sure how things will play out, we simply can't. All we can know is how we want to meet each moment and remember that the answer to what happens next is in what we do right now. Reality is constantly unfolding. Life happens in the flow of time, and our participation in creating or co-creating that reality is the only magic we have. What we do now will determine how it goes later. It's as simple as that. We are still alive, we are still in the flow of our reality, and we must still participate. We are participating merely by the fact that we are here for it. But what is under our control, and always will be, is how we choose to participate, how we choose to behave, how we choose to respond. Now, I know I'm reading a lot of words written by other people in today's service, but these pieces spoke to exactly what I would say with my own words, and so why reinvent the wheel, you know? Howard Zinn, American historian, playwright, philosopher, socialist, intellectual, and World War II veteran, said this: "To be hopeful in bad times is not just foolishly romantic. It is based on the fact that human history is a history not only of cruelty, but also of compassion, sacrifice, courage, and kindness. What we choose to emphasize in this complex history will determine our lives. If we see only the worst, it destroys our capacity to do something. If we remember those times and places, and there are so many, where people have behaved magnificently, that gives us the energy to act, and at least the possibility of sending this spinning top of a world in a different direction. And if we do act, in however small a way, we don't have to wait for some grand utopian future. The future is an infinite succession of presents. And to live now as we think humans should live, in defiance of all that is bad around us, is in itself a marvelous victory." Thank you, Howard Zinn. Now, a few people have asked me why the goddess didn't prevail, why the goddess is making us wait until women can have an equal chance for leadership in our world. And all I could think of to say to those people who ask me that is, she is prevailing. Every time we protect someone vulnerable, that's the goddess working through us. Every time we uplift the feminine, support feminine ways and means, she prevails through us. We are making progress. Thousands of years of patriarchy is not going to vanish in one election cycle. The death throes of patriarchy are clearly visible around us as we witness the fierce and desperate grab for power over the masses at all costs. That's what it is. It's the death throes of the patriarchy. It is fierce and it is strong, and it's happening now. But Goddess is alive, and magic is afoot. Her magic is our magic. We must shine our light of love and care and not give up. No matter what we perceive as our opposition, we cannot give up what we know is right and good and true. You with me? Yes. Because when all is said and done, I do believe I do know the answer. It's love. It's always love. That's always the answer. It's the answer to everything all the time. Now, I don't suggest that you pretend to love who or what you don't. Don't abuse yourself by pretending to love those who would take away your human rights or allow their religion or their narrow-minded or their short-sightedness to strip your world of joy. You don't have to pretend to love those people. But don't stop loving. Then they truly will win. Love anyway. Let love be your greatest tool moving forward. Wake up every morning and say, I will greet this day with love in my heart. And then let that love be a verb. Keep your heart as soft as you can and let your love flow. Shine your light with all you've got. Thanksgiving is just a few weeks away. I almost said days away. Feels like just a few days away. And so as you gather around the table, whatever table that is, with whomever you are, may you find many blessings to count, and may you count them ongoingly. May your blessings include a bounty of all you hold dear, and a strength of loving conviction to protect all you hold dear. I count you among my most cherished blessings. Happy Thanksgiving, my friends, and blessed be. If you're on the mailing list for the Gaia's Temple newsletter that comes once a month, and we send out emails about our events also, I always do a little missive at the beginning of it, and some of you might not have seen it or read it, or you might not be on our mailing list. So I just want to say that several people have become very upset with me because they think I'm becoming too political and they want their services to be spiritual only. And so I just want to address that really briefly here by saying that for me, the spiritual is the politics and spirituality, because what we do out there in the world, in the politic, is based on the values that we have, and for me, those values are spiritual. I don't see them as separate. So I'm not trying to proselytize I'm not asking you to vote for the candidate that I would want you to, but we have to take a look at the fact that we are not separate from nature. I'm not separate from you, or you, or you, or you. You're not separate from me. And so the spiritual and the political, they dovetail, and they should dovetail. So there. Blessed be. Okay. And so now it is time for us to open up the floor for our collective prayers. And so if you have a prayer that you want to offer, feel free to just speak it out loud. I do ask you to speak it out loud, because sometimes I can't hear what you're saying, and I want to know what it is that we're praying for. When you're finished, say blessed be, and then we'll go on to the next person. And I want to start by, I have to correct a prayer offering that I made last month, which was for Mansour, who got his hip replaced, our elder gentleman, and he's actually out of town, which means that he's doing great. But he got his hip replaced, and it came out of my mouth that he was a little grouchy, and when I saw him next, he said, grouchy? He got upset that I called him grouchy. And so he wasn't really grouchy. I mean, there's nothing grouchy about that man. He is just pure love and wonderfulness and sweetness and light. But he was still in pain. So I said grouchy. What I meant was he's pain. But I offer up a prayer of gratitude for Mansour and his beautiful recovery. Blessed be.
If at all possible, to take a moment to think on all of the individuals to all of us of differing religions who are worried about potential tyrannical rule of other faiths that believe that they have something that we should not be allowed to have. To everyone who has lifestyles and loves and passions and faiths and beliefs that are under attack at this time, that should not be. And may I get a very, very strong blessed be.
Blessed be.
I'd like to say a prayer. My friend Yuna passed away yesterday from a long battle with cancer.
Oh,
And just prayers for her partner, Pedge. Just 2 months ago, we held their wedding ceremony and sang their 30-year love into marriage. And just prayers for her in this really, really challenging time of navigating all the to-dos and the loss.
blessed be.
I'd like to offer prayers of protection and gratitude for all the members of the media and members of the government who have put themselves in danger to do the right thing and speak out. And now they face retribution, and we face losing their voices. So a prayer of protection and gratitude.
Blessed be.
I'd also like to offer prayers of protection for all those who are potentially going to be impacted, for all those who have been up to this point, and prayers of support and comfort and care for all those who will work to continue doing the right thing when our backs are against the wall. So, blessed be.
Blessed be.
I wanted to do one more, all possible.
Can I ask you to speak up a little bit?
It's okay.
Thank you.
I wanted to do one more, if at all possible.
Sure.
I have recently put a short list on my phone of all of the women who have died recently due to the abortion bans in other countries, well, sorry, in other states. But I wanted to say their names and then offer them. Blessed be. So the first one, Candy Miller, Amber Thurman, and Nivea Crane. Blessed be.
Blessed be.
With the holidays coming up, I know it's always a little bit tricky when families come together who are coming from different mindsets. And my prayer is that we learn to recognize conflict as an opportunity for deeper understanding and deeper connection. And that we could represent a higher path within conflict. That's the whole thing right there. That might not have made a lot of sense to you. It
Made-
made a lot of sense to me.
You made sense. Blessed be.
I wanted to offer a prayer of protection for the parents of children who have found that they do not fit in our society in ways, shapes, and forms, and parents who need to help guide them through both childhood and puberty and teenager and high school, and also a possibly repressive government and all of the other things that are coming down on parents right now. And I just want to hold space for them.
Blessed be. May all our prayers, spoken and unspoken, be heard and answered. Blessed be. All right, so we have a raffle. And what we're raffling off today is this freshly made swag that Karen and Bob Harper, could you stand up for a moment? Please stand up for a moment. Stand up. Please stand up. Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? Thank you, Karen and Bob. For years and years and years, they opened their home to us so we can make these wreaths, which is such an important fundraiser that helps us so much in our temple. And this year, in addition to the wreaths, we're making these swags, which you can also purchase and order on our website. And this one is for raffle today. So get out your raffle tickets.
Anybody else need a raffle ticket that wants one?
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
Thank you very much. All right, and the swag goes to 886-316. Who's 316? Come on, it went to somebody because it was in the bowl. Is there anybody got 316?
Maybe it was part of, I didn't notice that there were stuff from.
All right, let's do it again.
Let's do it again. I forgot to double check.
327? Wow. We're going to pull until we get one. 320. Wow, we have to make sure we get rid of the old ones before we do new ones. 321.
321? Did we get 321? No. Hold on, I don't have my glasses. Wait. 5-4.
Oh, we're in the fives?
Okay.
All right, let's find a 5. 326.
All right, I will double check it.
333. Woohoo! You know what? After the service, we'll grab that down for you.
I'm recycling them right now.
All right, so in a moment, we're going to pass the love offering baskets for your contributions. Thank you so much in advance for all that you put in there. Just to let you know, because there's some people who are new here for the first time, Gaia's Temple is a nonprofit organization. Your contributions are tax deductible. On the networking table in the narthex there's a file box, and in the back of it are empty envelopes. If you want us to keep a record of your contributions for your tax records, then put it in the envelope, write your name on it, and then don't seal it closed, just put it in the basket when it comes by, and we will file it in the file box again, alphabetically by your last name, and that's our system and how that works. Also, to let you know that as a nonprofit organization, we tithe 10% of whatever comes into our love offering baskets at the service to other nonprofits in alignment with our mission, vision, and values. And today, we will be offering 10% to the Rainforest Action Network, which campaigns for the forests, their inhabitants, and the natural systems that sustain life by transforming the global marketplace through education, grassroots organization, and nonviolent direct action. So know that 10% of what you put in here is going to go to Rainforest Action Network. I'm going to pass these around, and thank you so much. And of course, we sing as we give our contributions, and that goes like this. Thank you, Mother Earth, for your gifts of love today. Thank you, Mother Earth. We gifts of love today. Thank you, Mother Earth. We are following your way. Thank you, Mother Earth, for your gifts of love today. Thank you, Mother Earth. We are following your way. Thank you. All right, I just want to let you know, if you're staying for fellowship, there are some tomatoes over there, and they are from my garden. Please, eat the tomatoes. And since we are thanking everybody, we will thank our talent in the room today. First on piano, Kathy Sestrap, thank you so much. And to our singers today, ladies, please stand up. Aureole, Lighten, and Roxy, Duniway. I'd like to thank Sarah and Tema on our tech crew, my board of directors, without whom I would not be able to do any of this. Believe you me, thank you all so much. And I have a closing thought today, which is a beautiful poem by Shalane Harkin, and it goes like this. It's when the earth shakes and foundations crumble that our light is called to rise up. It's when everything falls away and shakes us to the core and awakens all of our hidden ghosts that we dig deeper to find one inaccessible strength. It's in times when division is fierce that we must reach for each other and hold each other much, much tighter. Do not fall away now. This is the time to rise. Your light is being summoned. Your integrity is being tested, that it may stand more tall. When everything collapses, we must find within us that which is indomitable. Rise and find the strength in your heart. Rise and find the strength in each other. Burn through your devastation. Make it your fuel. Bring forth your light. Now is not the time to be afraid of the dark. Blessed be. All right, we will release the directions. Roxy, can I ask you to come up here and blow out the candles as we do it? Here we go. Thank you, Mother, for the earth that is your body. Thank you, Mother, for the earth that is your body. Thank you, Mother, for the earth that is your body. Thank you, Mother, for your love. Thank you, Mother, for your love. Thank you, Mother, for the air that is your sweet breath. Thank you, Mother, for the air that is your sweet breath. Thank you, Mother, for the air that is your sweet breath. Thank you, Mother, for your love. Thank you, Mother, for your love. Thank you, Mother, for the fire of your spirit. Thank you, Mother, for the fire of your spirit. Thank you, Mother, for the fire of your spirit. Thank you, Mother, for your love. Thank you, Mother, for your love. Thank you, Mother, for the waters of your sacred womb. Thank you, Mother, for the waters of your sacred womb. Thank you, Mother, for the waters of your sacred womb. Thank you, Mother, for your love. Thank you, Mother, for your love. Thank you, sky. Thank you, ground. Thank you, Mother, won't you spin me around? Thank you, sky. Thank you, ground. Thank you, Mother, won't you spin me around? Thank you, sky. Thank you, ground. Spin me around. Thank you, sky. Thank you, ground. Thank you, Mother, won't you spin me around? Thank you, Mother, for your love. For your love. Thank you, Mother, for your love. Thank you, Mother, for your love. Woo! Let's make one big circle around the room, shall we? Let's hold hands around the room. One big circle. Let's make a half moon around the room. It's a gibbous moon. There we go. The circle is open and unbroken. May the love of the goddess go in our hearts. Merry meet and merry part, and merry meet again. Blessed be, blessed be, blessed be. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Thank you. Hello.